about knockdown texture. So last week we scraped all of the popcorn from the ceilings, and then my contractor then sanded everything down, got it ready for knockdown texture, which we're putting in all of our houses because it modernizes the house. So this is knockdown texture, if any of you out there don't know what it is. And today we're going to learn how to apply it. So you see that the whole house has been pretty much finished at this point with that texture. Before, this was that ugly popcorn texture, and it was dirty and old and just kind of dated the house. So they actually applied this pretty quickly, so they saved us a spot in the garage so that you can see how to apply it. So we're gonna go talk to Eddie, who's our contractor, about the process of doing the knockdown texture in case you out there want to do this on your own. I wouldn't recommend it. I always hire someone to do this, but if you're a do-it-yourselfer, then you'll find out how to do it today. So we can find Eddie. Oh, Eddie's not here yet. So we also did knockdown in the garage. Normally the garage, I don't really care about doing knockdown because it's a garage, unless you're like higher end on the price point with the house. But this particular garage, the popcorn was so old and was just peeling right off because of all the humidity over the years, and the drywall tape was falling off. So we just went ahead and scraped it all. It was going to be more expensive, for us to fix the popcorn than to replace it with knockdown. So obviously it's going to have to get painted after. So once they do the knockdown texture, we then paint it. And I use the same paint in all of our houses. We use Sherwin-Williams Repose Gray on the walls. And then for the ceilings, we usually do pure white or extra white for the ceilings and the trim. This is Eddie here today, doing the knockdown. So I'm just going to ask you a couple questions before you get started. Can you multitask?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so what are the steps to doing knockdown texture?
Pretty much it would take a compressor, which is this right here.
Okay.
A hopper, which is this right here.
Okay, so you have a hopper, a compressor.
Mixing up a little bit of spackle, which is in here.
Okay.
Once you get your holes and your compressor all set up, you have to calibrate the air pressure according to the amount of texture you're shooting.
Okay.
Once everything's set up, you just pretty much get the hopper and shoot to whatever application you're shooting on, the ceilings, the walls.
Okay.
Yep.
Where? What kind of spackle do you get? Is there a certain brand?
Yeah, I'll show you right here.
Okay.
Right here. This is already a pre-mixed one.
Okay.
Normally, you can either go with a ready. This is a ready to go. You just, depending on what kind of texture you're shooting, you might have to add a little bit of water. But there is this kind, and then you also have the kind that's in the powdered form where you have to pre-mix it with water. This one's already ready to go.
Okay, so that's probably people's best bet to go with that one. And you just get that from Home Depot.
That's it.
Okay, do you add water to
Yes.
the knockdown?
You add water to this.
Oh, okay. How much water?
It all depends on what kind of texture you're shooting. If you're shooting knockdown, you could, depends. It all, to be honest, really there's no set amount.
Okay.
You have to just kind of play with it. To give you the best example, what I use is, I say to have it like a form of like a pancake batter. When you're making pancakes,
Okay.
you know the consistency of that thickness?
Yeah, I make a lot of pancakes.
Yeah, so sort of like that. Use it.
So whip up a batch of pancakes if you don't know what he's talking about, and that's the consistency you want. Just get some Bisquick, mix it all up. That's the consistency you want with a knockdown.
That's correct.
I know. Okay. We make a lot of pancakes at home. In fact, I made them this morning, so my kids are big pancake fans.
I'm jealous.
We make protein pancakes, so they're not as good. Alright, so right now he's hooking up the compressor. The hose, the compressor.
Normally what we do is when we set up everything, we go ahead and calibrate the air pressure and we go ahead and test it on something other than the application we're shooting on. For example, I would test it first on this piece of drywall to make sure that the way it's shooting is the proper way. I don't want to test it on the actual thing. If it's not the right texture, then I would calibrate the airflow.
And what's like a range of calibration?
Normally we do between 70, I take that back, between 50 to 100 PSI on the gun pressure. When I mean the gun pressure, the actual unit itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
let's rock and roll.
It's going to get a little noisy.
It's gonna get noisy.
And we got
Put your earmuffs on.
I'm going to test it right here first.
Okay.
This is when you calibrate
He's
the trigger.
calibrating it, right? So that's how you calibrate it?
Yes,
Okay.
right here, and then you calibrate it here also with the airflow.
With the airflow,
Yeah,
okay.
the amount of pressure you got going to the gun, and this is the actual trigger right here. This tells me how long the trigger pull is.
Okay.
Normally, for knockdown texture,
You want this to be a long trigger. For orange peel, which goes on the walls, you want it to be a short trigger.
So long trigger for
Yeah,
knockdown,
long.
short trigger for orange peel on the walls.
That's correct.
Okay.
Go ahead and, you might need to open it more.
Okay, so just
This one?
yeah, check it again.
okay, so remember always test on a surface other than what you're finishing, so that way you can make sure it's on the right calibration. So what calibration are you at right now on that?
Right now it's about a quarter.
Okay.
The amount of pressure is about a quarter.
Okay.
And then this trigger, there's not a set mark. You just kind of leave it wide open.
Okay,
Well, you
so
gotta-
leave this wide open and this
Yeah.
is about a quarter.
That's correct.
Okay, cool. All right,
All right.
let's see the magic happen. Don't shake too hard. You're getting it all over your head.
Okay, that's basically it.
So that's it, knockdown. Pretty
Now,
much.
What we have to do is, I'm sorry,
He's got it on his head. But pretty much same safety equipment as when you're removing the popcorn.
yes.
Okay. So goggles, masks, sometimes gloves, and you can see why. Just in case you get it on your face.
And you also, once you spray the knockdown, depending on if it's in a room is with AC or heat, you normally have to wait anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes before you come back, and I'll show you the next process, which is knocking down the texture.
Okay. 10 to 20 seconds or minutes?
Minutes.
Minutes.
Minutes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, that's it for today, guys. We'll have the second part of that video up on our YouTube since probably don't want to wait 20 to 30 minutes on a live video. But that will be the final step to the knockdown texture. So that's it for today. All of this is going to be up on the blog page at Carrie's Corner. If you or anyone you know is interested in selling, please contact me at Carrie Buys Houses. And if you're interested in getting started in real estate investing and don't know how, or you're wanting to grow your business, go ahead and click on the link for your free ebook, which is the Financial Freedom Blueprint, written by my good friend and mentor, Augie Guylet. Or you can contact me through my website to learn more about how to get started. That's it for today, guys. Thanks so much.